Please come down to your mats and have a seat. So we will start in a cross-legged position. So you can pick any comfortable seated position. You do not have to sit with legs crossed. You can sit with them tucked behind you. If you want to sit on a block or a cushion. I am going to do my plan is to do a slightly longer meditation at the end. So if you know that you want to sit on something for that, maybe grab it now so that you don't disrupt yourself later. So a cushion or a block or just the floor. You could in theory stay lying down for the meditation if you prefer. So go ahead and find yourself in a comfortable seat. Let your arms relax in your lap. If you're comfortable doing so, close your eyes. Take a deep inhale through your nose, filling your lungs. And then let it go. And feel yourself relax. And then just begin to breathe normally, inhaling through the nose, exhaling through the nose, watching your breath. Beginning to pay attention to the breath, beginning to regulate it. So each inhale is more or less the same length of time. Each exhale is more or less the same length of time. Perhaps even longer than the inhale. And begin to give yourself over to the practice, letting yourself simply focus on the breath. Any external thoughts, any plans, any tasks, just let them be somewhere off the mat. You can come back to them later. For now, just be present in this moment. And if you'd like to set an intention for today's practice, you may do so. If you'd like to dedicate your practice to someone or something, you may do so. We'll just start gently, sitting exactly as you are. Allow your head to drop forward, letting your chin release towards your chest, feeling a stretch in the back of your neck. Holding there for a couple of breaths, inhaling and exhaling. And allow your head to roll to one side so your ear is towards your shoulder. Feeling a stretch through the side of your neck. And roll your head back down through center, over to the other side, stretching the opposite ear towards the opposite shoulder. Without lifting your shoulder, every exhalation just releases your shoulders more, releases the neck. And then just roll your head side to side, ear to one shoulder, ear to the other shoulder. Just making little half moons to one side and the other. And then again, allow your head to drop down, chin towards chest. And bring it back up to neutral. And now just turn your head over one shoulder and pause for a moment. And turn your head over the other shoulder and pause for a moment. And then just bring your head side to side as if to say no, turning one way and the other way. And coming back to center. Take a deep inhale, extending your arms upward, reaching the arms overhead. Open your eyes, bring your gaze up towards the ceiling, and then as you exhale, bring your hands behind your body, pressing them into the mat behind, opening your chest, pulling your shoulders gently back, tilting your head ever so slightly towards the ceiling. And bring yourself back to center. And forward fold from here. So just walk your hands out. Allow your head to drop down. Allow your spine to round over. Breathe into your back body. And bring yourself back up to center. Take an inhale up again, extending tall. So think about growing tall. Shoulders are pulling down, so we're not hunching our shoulders by our ears, pulling shoulders down away. But think about elongating through here as if someone's trying to lift you by the crown of your head, but you are firmly rooted to the earth. And then keeping this length and extension, go ahead and laterally bend, so let one arm drop out to the side as the other arm stretches over. And this arm that's on the mat is just sort of soft. It's supporting you, but it's not locked. It's just softly bent. And you can bring your gaze towards the ceiling to make sure that you're staying open. You're not rounding the spine, but you're bending it sideways. And press yourself up through center, once again growing tall, lifting through the spine, and releasing to the other side. The opposite arm slides out. Reach this arm overhead, turning the gaze to look up towards the ceiling. Notice your breath as you breathe here. It's harder to breathe into the side where you're bending. So if you're bending right, you'll notice the right lungs are compressed. You have to work harder to breathe. That's okay. And press yourself up through center. Now do something crazy. Switch the cross of your leg. Whichever one is in front, tuck it behind and switch them. For me, this is wildly uncomfortable. I don't know if it's the same for everybody. It just gets me all discombobulated. So it's a good idea to do every once in a while. So go ahead and forward fold from here. Releasing down. Again, breathing into the back. You should feel this opening the hips. You might be tighter on this side. I am unbelievably tight on this side, so I don't like it. Breathing into it. And walk yourself back up. And now we're going to do our twists. So again, to inhale, reach, extend, extend, extend. So think about that spine growing tall and long, and then twist it. Bring the back hand behind, front hand on the thigh, not the knee. Sit up nice and tall, and like you're wringing out a washcloth, just gently twist. So this hand on the thigh can be pressing around, and then your back shoulder is opening away, creating some nice openness in your chest. But again, notice the breath here. Take some really deep breaths. You'll notice it's harder to breathe when we're twisted like this. So it's excellent for building lung strength and lung capacity because your lungs have to work harder. And bring that back to center and to the other side. So again, think about growing tall. We want to really extend, extend, extend. And then as you exhale, coming to this side, hand on the thigh, opposite hand behind. So careful, there's a tendency to lean into the back hand, so try not to do that. Try to stay nice and vertical. That invisible, or maybe it's a gold thread, is drawing you up towards the ceiling, so you're still tall. And like wringing out a washcloth, you're just twisting the spine. Long breaths, inhaling and exhaling, getting us nice, healthy lungs. Good, and then come back to center. Open the legs wide, unbending the legs. Knees towards the ceiling, toes towards the ceiling. Trying to sit tall. Sometimes you actually have to like move the flesh of your gluteals out from under you and sit up nice and tall here. Extend the arms out in front of you. Go ahead and bring them together. Interlace your fingers. Roll the shoulders down and back. Pull the belly button in. Hinge forward. And then we're going to make those big circles like we're stirring a pot. So you're reaching out over one foot, a slight lean back, but not a dramatic lean back, over the other foot, and then through center. Inhaling for the first half of the circle. Exhaling for the second half of the circle, making it nice and big. And then the next time you come to that front position, pause, reaching out in front of you, and reverse direction. Inhaling through the nose, exhaling through the nose. One more big giant rotation. And once you get back out to the center, pause again and go ahead and release the hands down to the mat. And then just walk yourself forward, thinking about keeping your chest lifted so you're really hinging from the hips. If anything were going to hit the floor, it would be your abdomen. So, I mean, when I get real warmed up, I can get lower than this, but there's no reason to try to touch your head to the mat. Think about bringing your belly down to the mat without forcing it. And bringing yourself back up, draw the left foot in, bringing it high on that inner thigh, releasing the knee. Left hand behind the body on the mat to support you, and we're going to push into the right foot and the left hand and reach the right arm overhead. Taking a deep inhale, breathing from fingertips to toes. And the next time you exhale, just go ahead and slowly release that down. Extend the left leg, bring the right leg in. Right hand behind the body, pushing into the right hand and the left heel. Reach the left arm over. Take a deep breath. It's like you're waking up first thing in the morning, stretching from fingertip to toe tip. And lower that back down. Come with your feet together out in front of you. Once again, sitting up tall. If your hamstrings are tight, go ahead and you can bend them, but otherwise press the feet into the floor and flex your feet to get an extra hamstring stretch. We're going to do this one with movement. So we're going to inhale as we extend up. We're going to exhale as release forward. Take one inhale, and then as you exhale, roll up. Inhale. Exhale. Hold this for a full breath, so an inhale and an exhale. And then again, inhale to extend up. Exhale to hinge forward. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Last time, extend up, grow tall, 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 tall. Exhale, really actively hinge forward like you're trying to reach in front of you, and then just release down. Let the head go, let the back go, and take a couple of breaths. Breathing into the back body. And then when you're ready, go ahead and roll yourself back up. Come on over onto your hands and knees. Hands under shoulders, knees under hips. Press into your hands and lift your knees off the floor. So the backs of your feet are on the mat, your hands are on the mat, and you're just hovering your knees above the mat. Holding here for 3, for 2, for 1, and release that down. Walk your knees out away from your body. So you're going to come to a modified plank. So hands are under shoulders, elbows are rotated in, trying not to lock out our elbows. But your legs are extended out, so you're not in a tabletop. So tabletop, we're more here, we're hinging out. So if you were to take a marble on the top of your head, it would roll all the way down your body and off your back. It's like a ski slope. So we're gonna warm up here with some more breath and movement. We're gonna do the modified chaturanga. You could, of course, always do this from toes if you wanted, but this is not our super challenging day, so the idea is not to burn out your triceps, but you are more than welcome to do it if you want to from toes. I will demonstrate it like so. So take an inhale, and then your next exhale, you're going to bend your elbows, hug them to the spine, and lower down, making sure the chest comes to the floor, and then the hips come to the floor. And then you press up into your cobra. So shoulders are down, elbows are back, belly is on the mat. And then push up and back, coming to child's pose. Inhale, rise up to that modified plank. Exhale, elbows hug the ribs, chest comes to the mat, chin comes to the mat, hips come to the mat. Press into the hands, lift the chest and shoulders, pull shoulders down, elbows hug the ribs, and push up and back, coming to child's pose. Holding for a breath. Next time you inhale, rising up, modified plank. Exhale, chest, chin, and hips. Inhale up to cobra. Cobra does not need to be very high. Exhale, press back, child's pose. Last time, rising up, modified plank. Exhale, chest, chin, and hips. Inhale, squeeze the glutes to support the back as you press up to your cobra. Exhale, press back, child's pose. And from your child's pose, we'll just transition this to a puppy posture. So reach your hands out, come up so you can curl your toes under you. So now the balls of your feet are on the mat. Hands are really outstretched, knees are parallel. And now you sit back towards your heels, extending through the arms. So you're kind of creating traction here. You're pressing into the mat out with your hands in front of you. You're pressing into the mat with your toes. And you're pulling your hips back and dropping your head down, and you should feel a nice stretch through your arms, through your shoulders, through your back. And then bring yourself up. We're going to come to downward facing dog. You might need to bring your hands ever so slightly closer to you, but you still want them outstretched. Curl your toes under, push up, hips towards the ceiling. If anyone does not like to do down dog, if you should not be inverted, you can simply come to all fours. You do not need to do down dog. And if you ever need a break, you can always sit back like we were a moment ago in child's pose. Bend one knee, bend the other knee, flexing one foot and the other foot, just working out the hamstrings here. Good, press both heels towards the mat. Think of rolling the shoulders away from the ears. And then walk your feet towards your hands and let yourself just hang for a moment here. Bend the knees, let your hips drop, and slowly roll yourself up, restacking one vertebra at a time until you come all the way up. Take an inhale, exhale. Bring your hands to heart center. Pause for a moment there. So taking a moment to focus on our alignment, let's go ahead and bring our arms down away. I'm going to just turn and face you. Rolling shoulders down and back. So feet under our hips, so not quite toe to toe. You can always do that. You're just a little bit less stable. So I encourage you to bring your feet out right under the hips. Little teeny soft bend in the knees. Slight contraction here of the quadricep muscles and the gluteal muscles. Pull the belly button towards the spine and think of the pelvis positioning. We don't want to be tilting our pelvis forward. We don't want to be tilting our pelvis downward. So pull that pelvis under, contracting the glutes, standing nice and tall, ribs zippered in, roll the shoulders down and away from the ears, and go ahead and turn those palms out. That will open the chest. And then last, notice what your head is doing. A lot of us tend to stick our chins out. So think about pulling that chin back, bringing your neck into alignment. So now we should be in alignment from the top of our head, down through our sacrum, and then all the way to our feet rooted in the floor. From here, take an inhale up. Exhale, press the palms together, bring your hands to heart center. So we will work through a few sun salutations, which we don't always do in this class. But I'm going to do the modified version. So any of you who want to do the full chaturanga, you may, but I will be demonstrating the modified version. And we will add just a few stretches, and we'll be moving nice and slowly. So if it's new for you, don't worry. When you're ready, next time you inhale, extend those arms upwards. As you exhale, hinge forward, releasing all the way down. As you inhale, slide your hands up your shins, coming to a flat back, belly button in without pushing on your shins. And then release down, bending the knees, the hands find the floor. Step the right foot back, coming to a lunge, a runner's lunge. Pushing that back heel away, trying to bring front knee over your ankle. You can always wiggle that front foot out. That's absolutely fine to find that position rather than having it be way back here under your body. Go ahead and release that right knee onto the mat. And then step your left knee back to meet it. Now we're in that modified plank. You can walk your knees out. Go ahead and lower down, chest, chin, and hips. Inhale, pressing up to cobra, elbows by the side, shoulders come down and back. Exhale, pressing back, child's pose, just like we did a moment ago. Inhale, come up to all fours. Walk your knees in, so hands are under shoulders, knees are under hips, and we're in a tabletop position. We're going to do a couple of cow-cats. So as you inhale, hips press down, chest opens. As you exhale, belly button pulls in. We arch the back, looking towards the navel, pressing into the mat. Inhale, belly dips down, chest opens. Exhale, pull the pelvis under, pull the belly button up. Press into the hands. Last time, inhale and exhale. Good, find yourself in a neutral position. Belly button pulling in. Extend that right leg behind you, pushing that right heel away. Bend the right knee so the right foot is pointing towards the sky. Option here to deepen the stretch. You can pick up your left hand and reach back and grab hold of your foot. Totally optional. You do not need to do that. Take a deep breath, inhaling, exhaling. Good. If you're holding onto your foot, release it. Bring that foot forward, plant it down, and we're going to come to a twist. So rising up, hands come to heart center. You're going to bring your left elbow to the right thigh. Twisting and looking up over the right shoulder. Hands are at the middle of your chest. Breathing into this. And releasing, hands find the mat, press into the right foot, step the left foot forward, forward fold. And then rolling up the spine, restacking one vertebra on top of the other. Inhale, extending the arms upwards. Exhale, folding forward, release. Inhale, halfway up, flat back, hands to the shins. Exhale, release to the mat. This time, stepping the left foot all the way back, finding the runner's lunge. Knee over the ankle of the front foot, pushing back through that left heel. Giving yourself a stretch. I often say this is one option where you can be up on blocks if that helps get you in a better position. And then release the back knee to the mat, step the right knee to meet it, coming to your modified plank, chaturanga, chest, chin, and hips. Inhale up to cobra. Certainly do the full up dog if you prefer. Exhale into child's pose. Rising up onto hands and knees, hands under shoulders, knees under hips, finding yourself in tabletop. 3 cow-cats. Inhaling, we always start with the tailbone. Exhale, starting with the tailbone to move into cat. Inhaling into cow. Exhaling into cat. Last time, inhaling. Exhaling. Coming to neutral. Extend the left leg, pushing that heel away. Extend the leg. Balancing, and then bend the knee, flexing the foot towards the ceiling. You could stay right here, or you can reach the right hand back, bring the foot to the hand, catch it in your hand, and give yourself a stretch. Should feel a nice stretch in your quad here. Gets into your hip. If you kick up a little higher. And releasing that down. Bring the left foot forward. Left foot plants down, rising up onto the right knee, hands to heart center. And then we're going to twist, bringing that right elbow against the left thigh, turning and looking towards the ceiling, hands at heart center. Breathing in, breathing out. And bringing the hands to the mat, pressing into the hands and the left foot, step the right foot forward, forward fold. Drop the knees, or drop the hips rather, with the knees bent, rolling yourself all the way up. Inhale, extend the arms up. Exhale, bring them to heart center. Second round. Inhale, extend up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back. Exhale, release, hands to the mat. Step the right foot back, coming to that lunge. You can drop that right knee down, totally optional, or you can leave the right foot up. Doesn't matter. Plant into your right hand, twist and open to the left. So the left arm extends towards the sky. Glancing up to the ceiling. Again, right knee can be on the mat if that is more appropriate. Bringing the hand down, step the left foot back, dropping to knees to that modified plank. Lowering all the way down this time, releasing yourself all the way into the mat. Squeezing the feet together. Bringing the hands beside the body, palms pressing down into the mat. And now lift your chest and your shoulders up for a variation of locust. Contracting the gluteal muscles to protect the low back, and the hands can help push into the mat here. Good, release that down, bring the hands back under the shoulders. Push yourself up and back. This time, option to come to down dog. Curl the toes under, press yourself up and back. Driving the heels towards the mat, pressing into the palms. And let's do a lion's breath here. Inhale through the nose. Open the mouth, stick out the tongue, and let it go. One more time. Inhale. Lion's breath. Extend the right leg nice and high, three-legged down dog. And then bring that right foot all the way forward, planting it down into the mat. Right hand stays in the mat as we open to the left. Again, the left knee can always drop down to the mat, your option. Left arm extends. We'll make 3 big circles with the arm. 1, 2, and 3. And then plant that left hand down. Step the left foot all the way forward, forward fold. Flat back, halfway up, hands to shins. Forward fold. And then pressing through the heels, coming up with a flat back, extending all the way up, slight back bend. And exhale, forward fold. Inhale, sliding halfway up, flat back. Exhale, bringing the hands to the mat. This time, stepping the left foot back. Same option. Left knee can drop or it can stay lifted. Left hand finds the mat. Turning to the right, extending the right arm. Looking up towards the ceiling. Taking a breath. And then bring that hand to the mat. Step the right foot back to meet it, coming to plank. Same thing, lowering all the way down to the mat. Feet onto the mat. Hands behind the body, this time clasping together. Pull the hands back and let them lift your chest and shoulders. And then if you'd like, you can lift your legs off the floor. Once again, squeezing through the glutes, lifting the chest, lifting the feet. Trying to keep the legs straight if you're lifting the legs. And releasing that down, bringing the hands under shoulders, curl the toes under, push yourself up through that modified plank, and then back to your down dog, or to all fours if you prefer. Take a breath here. Again, pressing into the palms and the heels, thinking of rolling the shoulders down and back. Think of pushing the sit bones to the sky. Extend the left leg high overhead. Swoop that left leg forward, plant it down, wriggle it forward so your knee is over your ankle. And then we're going to open to the side, right arm extends up. 3 big circles. Circle 1, and 2, and 3. Hand finds the mat. Step the right foot forward, forward fold. Inhale, flat back lift. Exhale, release down. Inhale, extend all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Release that for a moment, just shake out your hands. We're going to do one more round. I want to give you a little break. Bring hands to shoulders. Roll your shoulders forwards a couple of times. And roll your shoulders backwards a couple of times. Good, release that, bring your hands down by your side. Okay, one more round of 2 sun salutations. We'll do a variation of sun salutation B, so we'll come into chair. So inhale, exhale, bringing the hands to the heart. As you inhale, sitting down and back into your chair, Utkatasana. Option to extend the arms. Pull the belly button in, try to make a long spine as you sit down. knees over ankles. And then forward fold. Straighten the legs. Inhale, flat back lift. Exhale, release. Hands to the mat. Step the right foot back. This time, go ahead and release that right foot onto the mat, rising up. Hands behind the knee, not on the knee, as we hinge forward. Keeping the chest lifted. That same thread is drawing you upwards, but you're also driving forwards. We're going to add some movement with this too. Be gentle on your back knee. If this bothers your knee at all, then you can just pause in either of the stretches. Otherwise, you can hinge back, bring the hands to the mat, flex the left foot, and let your head bow down towards your knee. Holding for breath. And then hinge back forward. Driving that knee forward, hands behind the knee, holding for breath. And then half splits, hands find the floor, hinge back, left foot flexes, releasing down, holding for breath. And last time, rising up, hands behind the knee, hinging forward. And last time into the half splits, hinging backwards. And then coming up, planting the hands, pressing into that back foot so you can lift up and clear the way for the left foot to come back. Both knees on the mat, modified chaturanga, lowering all the way down. Inhaling to your cobra, shoulders down, elbows back, curl the toes under, pushing up and back, downward facing dog. Breathing here into this. Let's do a down dog twist this time. So separate your feet if you're in down dog. If you're in all fours, just do some cow pats. Reach your left hand back towards your right calf, thigh, or ankle, just not your knee. And then turn your head and look past your right arm. And take a breath here. And then bring that left hand back, step your feet back together. Extend the right leg up. We're going to come to a pigeon. So hinge forward, place that right foot across your body, and then release down. You can do this on your back in figure 4 if for some reason pigeon does not work for you. Extend the left leg behind you, and try not to roll and sit on your right glute. So you want to stay a bit lifted, hips are square forward, shoulders are down, head is still lifting, and we're just scooching that leg behind. Not going to stay here forever, just for a breath or two. Give you a momentary break, a little bit of a hip opener. Good, then press into that and just come to all fours, and then push yourself up, down dog. And then swing that right leg all the way forward, followed by your left, coming to forward fold. Rising up, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, rise up into chair. So hands come to heart center, chest lifts, belly pulls in, hips shift back. Last round, forward fold. Inhale, flat back left. Exhale, release. This time, stepping the left foot all the way back. As always, my mat is walking towards you guys. Left foot comes back. Knee drops down. Bring your hands behind the right knee and hinge forward. So we're opening the left hip flexor here. So you should be feeling it here. Those of us who spend a lot of time sitting, this muscle can get tight. Runners and bikers notoriously have tight hip flexors. Growing tall. All right, so same thing as we did before. We're going to hinge those two different stretches. So hinging backwards, right foot flexes, head releases down to towards the knee. Holding for maybe 2 breaths. And then hinging forward again, coming up, pressing onto the thigh, opening the chest, pull the shoulders back. And then hands to the mat, hinging back, half splits. And again, if this is bothering the knee to be rocking back and forth between these, just hold one of the stretches for a moment and then hold the other stretch. Rising back up to our low crescent lunge. And then last time, hinging back into the half splits. Head releases down. Rocking up, finding the hands on either side of the foot, pressing up so the right foot can come back, dropping down to knees, chest, chin, and hips find the floor, hips press into the floor, chest rises up. Exhale, curl the toes under, press back to your downward facing dog, or coming to child's pose, or coming to all fours. Taking a breath. Extend the left leg up. Same thing, we're going to come to pigeon. So hinge forward, bring that left foot across the body, left leg finds the floor, right leg stretches behind us without rocking and sitting on our left glute stays lifted. Stretch that right foot behind, shoulders down and back, chest lifting, taking a breath. This tends to be a posture that people love. It's usually high on the request list for postures, but not everybody loves it. If you feel a little uncomfortable, that's probably okay. If you're in pain, come out of it. Never be in pain. And then curl those back toes under so you can press up. And then step that left foot forward, followed by the right foot, forward fold. Rising up into your chair, hands to heart, sitting low in the chair, chest lifted. Belly in, trying not to arch the back. Sometimes it's hard to tell, but you don't want to be sticking your bottom out behind you. You want to be pushing your hips back without arching the back. And then rise all the way up. And exhale. Hands to heart. So we'll do one balance. We're just going to do tree Vikrasana, one of my favorites. It's the easiest only because you're not doing anything crazy with the rest of your body, but standing on one foot is always hard. So if you need a chair, if you need a wall, if you need anything to stabilize yourself, find that. Ground yourself first into mountain pose, both feet rooted in the earth. Feel the stability. There is nothing more stable than a mountain. But now imagine your right foot is growing roots into the earth and it is grounding you to the earth, and you don't even need your left foot anymore. I'm going to bring my hands to heart. That left foot can come to your ankle, to your calf. Don't press it against your knee. If you want to bring it all the way to your inner thigh, you may do so. Focus on a point in front of you to find your stability. And if your foot is up here in your thigh, just careful that you're not popping out your hip. You want to press your thigh against your foot just as much as you're pressing your foot against your thigh. Ooh, all that talking and moving makes me unstable. Once you find your stability, there we go. If you want, you can extend the arms up overhead. Totally optional. And again, you could always have one hand on the wall or on anything else. Probably would be your other hand on the wall, not the one where your knee is sticking out. Taking a deep breath. And then bring that knee into your chest. Just give yourself a hug. And place that foot on the floor. Shake it out. All right, once again, root yourself. You are a mountain. You are strong. You are stable. And then if you want, put a hand on the wall and bring that right foot to the ankle, to the calf, not to the knee. If you want, up to your thigh. Hands at heart center. Depending on what you're wearing, sometimes you'll find your foot just like slides, so you have to go lower. You never want to put pressure on your knee, no matter where your knee is, but especially here, because imagine if you're pushing your foot against the knee out, that is not a happy position for your knee. So if you're not at your thigh, that's totally fine. Be at your ankle. And then again, if your tree wants to grow its branches towards the sky, it can. This is one of my favorite postures. It's just so beautiful. It's so simple, and I don't mean easy. It's just, there's nothing complicated going on. It's really lovely, and you're practicing one of the most important skills you can have, which is balance, which is super hard. But you can do it with practice. This is my more stable leg. I can stay here longer. The left foot's much harder for me. Typically, if you are right-handed, you are more left-footed and your left foot is more stable. That is not the case with me. I am right-handed and right-footed. Often people who are left-handed tend to be more stable on their right. And then bring that left knee into the chest. Giving yourself a hug. And release that down. Shake it out. All right, that's all the hard work done. If you're not there, come to the top of the mat, take an inhale, extend up. Let's do a little bit of a back bend. So reach the arms up, squeeze the thighs, squeeze the butt, open the gaze towards the ceiling and push the hips forward. And now extend long spine, come all the way down. From here, bend your knees so you can take your peace fingers and grab your big toes. And then straighten your legs as much as you're able. If you get your legs all the way straight, pull on your toes to bring the crown of your head down towards the mat. Good, and then release the hands, bend the knees, step either foot back, followed by the other foot, and stretch back on your heels in either child's pose with your knees together, or you can separate your knees in resting warrior and release. And if it's more comfortable on your arms, you can bring your arms down by your side. And just take a breath. Good, go ahead and roll yourself up. Spin around. Hold on to the backs of your thighs, roll yourself down onto the mat. Draw your right knee into your body, stretch your left leg long, just like we were doing standing a moment ago. Bend the left knee, cross the right leg across it, so coming to figure four. This is your modification for pigeon, another way of getting at the hip. And then grabbing hold behind the left thigh, pulling it towards your body. Releasing the left foot on the mat, cross your right leg all the way over. Lift your hips and shift them to the right, and then lower your left hip right onto the mat and let your knees drop down to the left. And then you can extend your arms, you could cactus your arms, you could take your left hand and grab hold here of your right hip if you want, and turn your head and look over towards the right. Once again in a twist, taking a couple of deep breaths. Feeling that contraction, that squishing of the lungs that you have to breathe against. Strengthening your lungs, building lung capacity. And come back to center. Shift yourself so you're once again centered on the mat. Bring the left knee into the chest. Extend the right leg long along the mat. Bend the right foot, cross the left ankle over it, coming to figure four on this side. Holding on behind the right thigh, draw the right thigh in towards the body, pressing the left knee away from the body. And then right foot on the floor, left leg crosses all the way over it. Shift the hips to the left, lower your knees to the right, turn and look over your left, and extend your arms. And then bring yourself back up to center, hugging both knees into your chest. Once again, recenter yourself on the mat. If you're all crooked, give yourself a little rock from side to side. Reaching the hands in between the legs, grabbing hold of the ankles or the feet, coming to happy baby. Pressing the knees open. And then bring the soles of the feet together. Lower the feet onto the mat so you're in a supine butterfly, Supta Baddha Konasana. Bring one hand to your abdomen, excuse me, and one hand to your chest. Roll your shoulders down and away, tuck your chin slightly towards your chest, let your elbows drop, and close your eyes. Bringing your attention back to your breath. So we did a fair number of heart openers today, all of our cobras and back bends. Lots of twist to open through the ribs. And so now, and some hip openers as well. And so now this is the final opportunity for heart opening and hip opening. As you exhale, let those knees just release down, let the shoulders release down. Bringing your attention to the backs of your eyelids. And just take maybe 3 deep breaths here. As you do, try to breathe in through the nose and breathe in as deeply as you can. And then make like you're blowing out, I don't know, like you're trying to blow bubbles maybe. So it's like a little O with your mouth and just slowly blow the air out through your mouth. So do that 3 times whenever you're ready. As you exhale, really try to exhale all the air. So when you inhale, it's a full inhalation. Noticing how your hands rise as you take that deep inhale. And then notice your hands as they slowly fall, as you slowly exhale that long, steady exhale. Whenever you've done 3 or as many of those breaths as you want to do, you can stay right where you are, or you can come to Savasana, extending your legs long, separating them so they're not touching, releasing your hands to the mat, turning the palms up, and finding a comfortable position for your final relaxation. We'll do a meditation after this, but just for now, let yourself go. Imagine inhaling a peaceful, relaxing energy. Imagine exhaling stress and tension. Feel yourself melt into the mat. If your mind needs a place to settle, you can count your breath, inhaling and exhaling for 1. Inhaling, exhaling for 2. Allowing your eyes to rest on the backs of your eyelids. If any thoughts other than your breath wander into your mind, when you exhale, just imagine you can blow them away. Just blow them off your mat. If you need them, they'll be there for you later. Allow every exhalation to release you, letting yourself grow heavy in the mat. If there's any areas where you're holding stress or tension, as you exhale, let them go. Pay particular attention to your shoulders, to your hips, and to the muscles of your face, where we hold tension. Let go of your jaw, your lips, your tongue, your temples, your forehead. Exhale and allow your shoulders to release. Exhale, allow your hips to release. And begin to bring your awareness back to your body, back to your muscles. And start to reawaken them, wiggling fingers, wiggling toes, rolling wrists and rolling ankles. Let your head gently roll from side to side. Draw your knees into your chest, giving yourself a little hug, maybe a little rock from side to side. And then allow your knees to drop to either side, rolling over onto that side. Taking a moment in the fetal position, maybe resting your head on your bottom arm. Taking a moment to be grateful for yourself for stepping foot on the mat. And then when you're ready, press yourself up. You can open your eyes if you need to. Otherwise, if you can, just go ahead and keep them closed. We're going to come to that meditation that I promised, which I'm not always great about doing meditation and breathing with you guys on these Wednesday night practices, so I wanted to do that. So find yourself in a seated position. So if you want to have that cushion or pillow under you, if you want to even sit in a chair, just find yourself so your spine is erect, palms can rest on the lap, chin is gently pulled towards the body, you're extending through the spine. So there's no tension, just enough muscle engagement to hold yourself in this upright position. And once you get there, if they're not already, close your eyes and see if you can find that same steady breath pattern that we had a moment ago. Inhaling through the nose and exhaling through the nose at your own pace. So this meditation practice is actually a Buddhist technique, but you certainly do not need to be a Buddhist to do it. It's called loving kindness, and it's a really beautiful practice for reminding yourself that you need to give yourself love, reminding us to try to love and forgive others, especially in moments like now when we have this terrible tragedy that happened across the world. I like to do this to send love out to all of those who need it. So you can always leave your hands right there where they are in your lap. I sometimes like to bring my hand to my heart, one hand over the other, and just press them there in the middle of your chest, right at your solar plexus. And continuing the breath, inhaling and exhaling, but being aware of your heart chakra, being aware of your heart, of your heartbeat. This point in your body where we feel love for ourselves and for others. And as you sit and as you breathe, first we give love to ourselves. So just silently in your head, say to yourself, may I be happy. May I be healthy. May I be at peace. May I feel love. And just continue for a moment here, breathing, wishing that love into yourself. And if those words don't resonate, you can say others if you prefer. May I be happy. May I be healthy. May I be at peace. May I feel love. Continuing to just notice your breath, eyes resting against the backs of your eyelids. Noticing the sensation of love for yourself. You can leave your hands wherever they are, or if you'd like, I like to just open them out for my heart, palms facing up. And envision a person that you care about. It can be more than one person, but people or a person who, when you think of them, you feel nothing but love for this person. Picture that person or people in your mind's eye. And wish the same upon them. May you be happy. May you be healthy. May you be at peace. May you feel love. Continue seeing that person or those people and wishing them these thoughts. May you be happy. May you be healthy. May you be at peace. May you feel love. Continuing to just breathe gently through your nose, inhaling and exhaling. And again, you can leave your hands where they are, or you can press your palms together, bringing your thumbs to your heart center, closer to your body now. And now picture in your mind's eye someone with whom you might have a more difficult relationship. Someone that maybe you would like to forgive. Someone who makes you upset or makes you sad. And as much as you are able, wish the same upon them. May you be happy. May you be healthy. May you be at peace. May you feel love. And take a moment to focus on this person or people. And as much as you're able, pass these wishes on to them. Continuing to breathe gently. Noticing the feelings and sensations in your body. And then finally, if they're not there already, releasing your hands to your knees, turning your palms up, facing up and slightly out. And now I want you to imagine the entire world, the farthest reaches of our earth, maybe even beyond if you wish. And thinking of all people and all things, finding the love in your heart to offer to them. May all beings be happy. May all beings be healthy. May all beings be at peace. May all beings feel love. And again, if you'd like to direct this more specifically to particular people who might be feeling particular stress or strain right now, you can do that. Offer this prayer to them. May all be happy. May all be healthy. May all be at peace. May all feel love. And again, being aware of your breath, of any sensations in your body. now, as if you're gathering all of the love around you in the room, extend your arms outwards. Draw your arms up overhead, taking a deep inhale. Imagine pressing that all together in between your palms. And as you exhale, draw it down into your heart, depositing that love and energy in your heart center. Take a deep inhalation. Open your mouth and let it go. Om Shanti Om. I wish all of you happiness, health, peace, and love. Namaste.